The Tomorrow Book by Jackie French and illustrated by Sue DiGennaro. A story of ideas and hope. Once upon a time, a little prince crawled into the palace library. The little prince loved books. But somehow the world outside the palace never looked like the places he imagined as he read. "Why?" he asked the butler. "That's real life, Your Royal Highness," said the butler kindly. "Well," said the little prince, "I think real life could be improved." One day, the king and queen packed up the royal camper van and left the little prince in charge. The local kids decided it was time to visit. "Please, can you help us? Our veggie garden is dying. We can't fill up our swimming pool. There's not even enough water to have a bath." "Well," said the little prince, "let's see." "You can collect the water from your roof, use it over and over again inside, and then clean it to grow your veggies. You can even condense water from the air, enough to fill your swimming pool." Soon the kids were back again. "We need better ways to get around. We're sick of sitting in the car and petrol is so expensive." "Well," began the little prince. "You could run your car and your whole house by using the sun or the wind. Why not use solar power and helium to fly instead?" But that night, "Psst, it's me again. Mum reckons my room's a mess, but you should see the junk grown-ups leave all over the place." "Well, repair stuff and use old things to make new things. Hard plastic from plants will turn back into soil one day, and you could use it to make plastic spaceships, bicycles, and computers." The prince hadn't been back at the palace long when, "Ahem, more visitors, Your Royal Highness," said the butler. The little prince grinned. "I think I know why you're here." He went over to the window and shouted out loud, "We need to share the world. We must find homes for animals with lots of trees and safe ways for them to move around." The palace library was always busy now. "It's going to be the best world soon," cried the little prince, and the sound of children's voices everywhere joined in. "Maybe tomorrow." The author's note. This book was written on a solar-powered computer in an orchard where wombats and other wildlife wander, while I ate scones cooked in my solar oven and apricots grown on moisture captured from the night air. All the new ideas in this book have already been invented, except those on the last page, where dreams are still being made into real life. Some are even happening now, like our solar oven, an orchard designed to capture moisture and let wildlife share the land. Our world could have luxurious floating zeppelins instead of cramped polluting aeroplanes, wind and solar powered ships to zap us across oceans, cars and houses with walls and roofs made from solar cells, and even a space needle so we could ride an elevator up past Earth's gravity to the stars. We could capture the CO2 that's warming our planet by making everything from computers to cars, from hard plastics made from farm waste, prawn shells, garbage, and even sewage. Various plants and bacteria can make polluted land safe, and we could make the deserts bloom with seeds in capsules that won't break open unless it rains. Our streets, schools and parks could be filled with fruit for anyone to pick, and also be used for markets where neighbours could swap produce and things they no longer need. Our tall buildings could have wildlife sanctuaries on their rooftops and birds nesting in the vines growing on their walls. Every house could condense moisture from the air to be used to cool or warm the house, as well as for chooks and veggies in the backyard. Humans have already triumphed over far worse problems than we have now. We've even survived ice ages. When times get tough, humans are capable of the most extraordinary dreams and teamwork. Maybe tomorrow you'll ride a dinosaur to school or fly on solar-powered wings. Tomorrow is going to be fun. And the illustrator's note. The illustrations in this book were all created from recycled materials. I limited myself to paper found only within the confines of my house. Each image is made up of a collection of packaging found in my kitchen cupboards, such as tea bags, flour packets, and matchboxes. I've also used traces of envelopes from mail delivered to my house. Other pieces of paper I collected years ago and have held on to, along with stray cards from a playing deck. Unlike Jackie, I live with my family in the inner city. To get around each day, we use bike lanes as well as public transport. We have a veggie patch in our backyard, and it is watered from water collected from our roof. We have chickens who spend more time in our neighbour's backyard than at home, and a guinea pig that mows our front lawn and fertilises it at the same time. Our front yard is filled with native trees and grasses that thrive in the warm summer months. I, too, dream of tomorrow with a sense of excitement and wonder. Its possibilities endless, and I smile at the thought of one day cycling into the city to meet a wombat or two for scones and tea. The end.